Hi, welcome to Wednesday, Showcraft Wednesday. You're joining Karen at tillycrafts.co.uk, and I've been a Stampin' Up demonstrator for roughly about a year now, and I just wanted to share some of my cards that I've made with you. Today I'm going to showcase the Christmas is Here suite. It's fabulous. I just had to get it when I saw it. It's got stamps, dies, embellishments, ribbon, lovely paper, and it also has a bracelet with it. You can buy it as a suite with everything together, or you can just get the bundle, which is the Christmas rose stamp set. And the best thing about this is one is a red rubber stamp, a cling stamp, and the other is a polyphotomous stamp, and you can use them both together. Right, let's see how we go. Forgive my camera, it's been a bit dodgy today. Right. This is the photopolymer stamp, and you've got 13 stamps in here. And as you can see, I've been using them already, and I've got this one out because I'm going to use it. And this is the red rubber cling stamp. It's a gorgeous stamp. It's a big one, that's why it's in a box on its own. But it's great for blending or just stamping or using colour on it. There's so much you can do with it, so I'm looking forward to trying different things with that. These are the dies. As you can see, I've been using them already. But you get this big one, and that cuts out this image. You get a little trellis, a small label, cut a big one, 2 corner bits, and this one's already got one stuck to it, a little edging, which I've been playing with. Right, 1 minute. Let's put these out the way. You get this gold ribbon, and it's really nice. It's only a 1/4 inch thick, and it ties really nice bows and knots. Gold glitter enamel dots, different sizes. And where is it? And this is the lovely bracelet. It's got the rose image on one and a little Stampin' Up on the other, and in a lovely box, and it matches a designer series paper. And this paper, you get 12 sheets, and there's 3 of each one. Right, and you can see I've been playing with it already, so just bear with me 1 minute. We've got this design on one side, and that's the one that matches the box, which is nice. Then there's a plain green one, and on the other side there's this gorgeous rose, and it's got a bit of gold in it as well. And this is one of the ones that I'm going to show you today in a minute. Oops, we already looked at that one. And then there's this one. And what I found out through playing was that this stamped image here, you can actually die cut with this die. And I'll show you that on one of my cards in a minute. But that one's nice as well, so I might be fussy cutting that one out. And on the back of that is the pine cones and the little red berries, so that'll make a nice backing paper, and that's the same. So you get quite a lot of each sheet, which is good when you want to make quite a few of the same cards. Right, today's cards. That's the first one, which I'm going to do. It's just a plain and simple one. Didn't want to cover up the paper because I really like this paper, so I thought I'd show that off. And the second one is this one, where I've die cut out off of the paper. I've used the trellis die cut and used lots of little bits and bobs on there, but I've used cherry cobbler on it. So let's get started. I'll show you the simple one first. I have pre-cut out some of the things because I have to film in a different place to where I craft, so it makes it easier. Oh, and we also got a new trimmer. It's much lighter than the other one, but it's got both centimetres and inches on here, but then they reverse it on the other end, so you've got the centimetres next to the edge and the inches, and then reversed on the other side, but it still cuts the same as the old one. Right, so for this first card I'm using Cherry Cobbler because it works well with the colours in the paper. You've also got in there Poppy Parade as well, so you could do it with Poppy Parade, but I decided to choose Cherry Cobbler. So bear with me a minute. Right, and because I keep forgetting, all these measurements will be on my blog, but I've got a cheat there so I know where to cut my paper. It just helps me. Getting old, you see. Right, so you take a piece of A4 paper, and depending on whether you want your card temp fold or portrait style is to which way you cut it. So I'm going to score it first across the middle because I want to do temp fold ones. So line it up there, and the light grey one on the trimmer is your scoring thing. So you just run it across there. You probably can't see it, but it scores it down the middle. And then to cut it, just line it up and then cut right across. And like I said, I'll put all the measurements on my blog for you. Right, so put one of those all away. And I've forgotten my bone folder. So let's fold this over. And if you've forgotten your bone folder, the next best thing is a block. So you just do that and it gives a nice crisp edge. I'm going to have to leave two sets. One set up here for when I'm filming and the other set in my craft room. Right, so you've got your card, and then you cut out a piece, which I've already done, but you just make it 1/4 of an inch shorter on each side when you're cutting, and then it layers it up really nice. And for this, I should use my snail. I should have brought my silicone craft mat up, but I didn't, but hey ho. So, because if you use a silicone craft mat, it stops you getting sticky bits, as nothing is, it doesn't stick to the silicone. And then I just layer it up. Sometimes I use liquid glue because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, but today I'm just using snail. So just push that down, and that's basically done. So the next thing you need is your label, which I've already pre-cut out because, like I said, I'm filming in a different place in my craft room, so I used the die to cut that one out, and then I cut the same out again in the Cherry Cobbler, and then we're going to stamp it, or usually stamp first and then cut it round it so I can centre it up. So we'll see if we can get it straight. Just before I stamp that up though, I'm just going to, I always like to put an inside in a card, so because you're obviously not, writing's not going to show up on the red. So let's cut this again. I might as well make 2, or I need 3 anyway for the next card. Oops. That's 1, 2. Some people have said that it doesn't cut so good, and there is a little ridge on there actually, so I'm just going to turn it over, make sure it's straight, but I don't know if it's because it's new and it just needs time to wear in a little bit, but that's not too bad. There we go, that's the 3 we need to make these cards. And for the inside, I'm going to use the sentiment off here. May this Christmas fill your heart with love. And on the label, I'm going to use the Merry Christmas. Cherry cobbler ink. Try and get this straight. Normally I'd stamp on a like a little cushion block, but I've got quite a few sheets of paper here, so it won't be too bad. Right. The best thing about these photopolymer stamps is though you can see through them, so you can tell if it's lined up. There we go, that's lovely. That's that bit done. And then don't look at the state of my cleaning stamp, my chamois, but these clean stamps look brilliant. It does stain it with the red, but it doesn't affect if you use another colour or anything. And these, you can just wash them out, and it's brilliant for cleaning your stamps. Right, so for this one, let's get my sentiment. Make sure I get it the right way up. I actually made a card the other day, and I was doing a one sheet wonder with some Christmas paper that I'd watched my upline Halsey from slimandstylish.com do, where you make 16 cards all in one go, and then I managed to put one of the toppers upside down and didn't realise till I'd finished. So I might send that to my sister in Australia. Right, so once that's done, just give it a few minutes to dry. Turn it over. Oops. Bit of snail on the back. And just line it up and smooth. Oh, now look what I've done. Typical, I knew something wouldn't go right. Oh well, I shall fix that after. Me and red ink don't go together. I don't know what it is, but the red and the green ink go all over. Right. There are ways to fix things. I might put a few flowers around there so you'll never know. Right. Now, because the labels are the same size, can't pick it up. If you put it on, you're not going to see it, so you can either off-centre it like that, which I think I'll do on this one, or on that one I actually cut it down and stuck it to each side. But I think we'll do it this way this time. I like that. Right, let's make sure I've got no ink all over me. And then on this one, you just bob it up on dimensionals. Let's put a couple of dimensionals on here. I find these all over my house. And then put it on there, like so. And then I just get a piece of ribbon. And I'm going to fold a bow. Right, let's see. It is nice ribbon to tie this, and then you can just manipulate it to how big or how small you want. There we go. See. And that's just going to go on there with a glue dot. I hope you can see everything, because it's the first time I've filmed making a card, so I won't know till I look back whether it looks all right. but I think I will probably still just post it anyway, but I can only get better the more I do. I am planning to try and do one a month to start with, and then maybe do a few more as I get better at it. There we go, that's on. And then just to finish it off, take a couple of these enamel dots and just lift them off. They've already got sticky on the bottom, so I'm going to go for one of each size. What I do like to do when I can get it up, maybe put a little one on there for the eye. If I can get it over the eye would help, wouldn't it? Oh god. See, live videos. I've lost it. Totally lost it. Let's take this off. I shall fix that later, that one. Try again. There we go. There we go, that's better. So that is my first plain and simple card. Gorgeous paper, too nice to cover up. So that's that one. And now I'll show you how to put together this one and try not to get ink all over it. Right. So, got our base. Let's fold that in half. And again, I shall use my block. There's no bone folder. There we go. White base. On that. And then just bring in. So this was the image I cut out from the designer series paper. So gorgeous. Like that. And like I've done with this one, I thought it didn't quite look right on there, and I wanted something to back it on, but I didn't want to put it on a square piece. So I thought, why not cut one of these out? And when I can get it the right way up, that's it. Put the right way around. I thought I'd do it and just slightly off centre it, so it gives the illusion of it like a shadow behind. Right, let's put a bit of sticker on the back of this. And you can do it as much or as little as you want. I thought that's quite nice. There we go, let's move that out. Coming with the dimensionals again, I do love dimensionals. Put a few more on this one because it's quite a big image.